Coming up, a representative announces his race for the empty Oklahoma Senate seat. Beggs begins to recover after being hit by a tornado. We spoke to an impacted family. OU is losing student housing capacity with the demolition of the towers. What their solution is, this is OU Nightly. An Oklahoma representative has announced his campaign for the United States Senate. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Michael Thompson.
And I'm Abby Hollinsworth. Representative Kevin Hearn announced on social media he will be running for Senator Markwayne Mullin's seat as he looks to become the next Homeland Security Secretary.
In a statement on social media, Representative Hearn says, "I grew up on an Air Force base, worked my way through school, built businesses, and served Oklahoma in Congress. Now I'm ready to fight for Oklahoma in the Senate."
Representative Hearn was first elected to the House in 2018, and he's now the 35th Republican to lead the U.S. House.
Well, Abby, it was a busy night for our Campus Weather Authority.
Absolutely. We had a lot of storms rolling in last night. Let's kick it over to OU Nightly meteorologist McKinley Potter for the breakdown. McKinley?
Yeah, Michael, Abby, that is right. Yesterday was an extremely active weather day. You could see here that rotation. This is in Tuttle, Oklahoma on Brahms Farm. We could see that circulation kicking up some dust. Now, the National Weather Service is still gathering data to potentially give this a rating, so stay tuned for details on that as well. The one thing that we were tracking was extreme hail. We saw reports of golf ball, even some tennis ball sized hail across the metro. Now, coming up in your full forecast, we'll talk about how breezy it was today, the fire risk coming up, and a warm week ahead.
Thank you, McKinley. Tornado season is now in full swing in Oklahoma. OU Nightly reporter Nikki Womack spoke to a family in Beggs, Oklahoma, who was recently impacted.
I had never gone through anything like this.
Rubble all around, doors thrown off. The tornado in Beggs, Oklahoma hit the Malden family particularly hard this month.
I was watching the weather, and they said that there was a tornado damage north and west of Beggs, and we're directly north here, and so I thought, well, maybe it missed us.
This truck is one of the many things that this family has lost because of this tornado, including the barn that I am standing in.
Roger Malden says they built this barn in 2022, and now just 4 years later, it is a total loss. However, he doesn't feel alone after this disaster. Neighbors have been dropping by to offer him help.
I don't know how many folks have stopped, and neighbors and people, you know, from just lots and lots of people have offered. But so I really hadn't lived here that long, but people are just, they want to help. They're willing to help.
However, during this disaster, the biggest help of all to Malden is his family.
Well, if it wasn't for our kids, you know, we'd be in a bind. But I guess we might be putting a lot on, but we depend on them.
Leaning on each other one by one, this family is picking up the pieces and putting their lives and their property back together again. Reporting in Beggs, Oklahoma, Nikki Womack, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Nikki. The Malden family is still waiting to hear back on when they will be able to start rebuilding what was once their barn.
16 Iranian ships have been struck by the U.S. Madison Dealey has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
The United States says 16 mine-laying Iranian vessels have been destroyed at the Strait of Hormuz, as President Trump says the war with Iran will end soon. The president stated on Monday that the U.S. was leaving important targets in Iran for future possible attacks. The strait has grounded to a complete stop, as it's known for one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. An ongoing military investigation has determined that the United States is at fault for the deadly missile strike on Iranian elementary school that killed 168 children. President Donald Trump claimed prior to the determination that the U.S. was not to blame. The strike is a result of a targeting mistake, which the U.S. was conducting strikes to an Iranian base that the school building was formerly part of. Last night, a surge of tornadoes ripped through the central U.S., killing 2 in northwest Indiana. Several people were also hospitalized, and many are still recovering from destruction and loss of power. More risk of thunderstorms are expected to pass through Texas all the way to Pennsylvania, affecting almost 55 million people. Few tornadoes can also be expected. Gas prices are rising. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon shot up nearly 27 cents last week. Analyst says the conflict in the Middle East is playing a factor, with crude oil prices causing the cost of gas.
Thanks, Madison. Singer Katy Perry losing a decades-long legal battle. You could say it was the one that got away. We'll have more after the break.
Plus, which popular comedian is hosting the Golden Globes, what she had to say about the award show coming up. Welcome back to OU Nightly. With a record-breaking freshman class for the 26 to 27 school year, the question remains, does Oklahoma have enough housing for all the incoming students? OU Nightly's Bryn Mead went to the Board of Regents meeting yesterday to get some answers. Bryn?
Abby, I'm standing right outside Traditions West, formerly an apartment complex for upperclassmen and international students. We're being told that a section of the complex will be included among the pool of existing residence halls for freshmen such as Dunham, Headington, McCasland, and Cross. With plans to demolish Couch and Walker Towers, this removes a combined maximum capacity of almost 4,000 residents. OU has seen a 30% increase of freshman students over the last 3 years prior to 2025. President Joe Harris says the Regents have found a solution to an overwhelming surge of incoming freshmen.
Yeah, I'd go beyond a possibility. When we look at this year's class, we're tracking about, so the last 2 years we've had 10% increases in the freshman class.
The rumors of turning the apartment complex south of campus into a freshman village confirmed as a plan to combat limited housing.
That means that we'll be needing to use Traditions West, assuming that comes to pass.
We reached out to University Housing for a statement on the matter, but they declined to speak. Reporting from Traditions West, Bryn Mead, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Bryn. An Australian designer and a pop star share the same name, but only one can trademark it. Gracie Steinbrink has that and more in today's entertainment report.
Michael, after nearly 2 decades of a hot and cold battle to trademark her own name, Australian designer Katy Perry wins the battle over pop star Katy Perry. In 2009, the singer's lawyer sent the designer a letter demanding she withdraw her trademark application. Today, the designer says, honestly, it feels like a dream, and now I can start really looking forward and focusing on the future. Police are still trying to figure out why a woman shot at celebrity Rihanna's house. Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, her 3 children, and her mother were inside, but no one was hurt. The suspect, Ivan Ortiz, is charged with attempted murder and being held on bail of more than $10 million. This popular comedian is taking the stage for the 3rd year in a row to host the Golden Globes. Nikki Glaser says she's thrilled to be chosen again, and it's the greatest gig she's ever had. The 84th Annual Golden Globe Awards will air January 10th, 2027. And Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is making a comeback, announcing a concert at Los Angeles' SoFi Stadium on April 3rd. Michael, Abby.
Thank you, Gracie. We first brought you the story about cadavers on campus last week.
But Oklahoma is not the only school to find remains on their campus. We'll have the story after the break.
With that severe weather we saw yesterday, we're tracking a warmer and calmer weather pattern. I'll have all the details coming up. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday. You can see, looking at our campus cam, it is a beautiful day outside. There's a couple of clouds lingering, very different than what we saw last night. Currently, we're in those upper 50s, feels like 57. It is a beautiful day. The one thing that is doing its thing, it is very windy outside. I know as I was walking to class today, my hair was blown all over the place. Now that has impacted our temperatures. You can see in Norman, we have dropped about 26 degrees from yesterday. That is due to our wind shift from the south that aided those storm development yesterday. Now those winds are coming from the north. We can see our current wind gusts right now. Norman at 30, Oklahoma City at 32, Elk City at 35. So it is a very breezy day. We could see those coming straight down from the north. So definitely hold on to your hats if you have any plans of coming out for this evening. Now our max wind gusts that we have measured, we can see all the way down the line. They're almost up to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. We see 54, 39 in Norman, 46 up in Oklahoma City. So definitely, again, a very breezy day. This is issued us to be in a wind advisory that expires at 7 p.m. for Cleveland County. Again, I've been talking about this one for a while, that this is going to aid our fire risk. We could see off west near Elk City, Woodward, Guyman, they are in an elevated fire risk. We've been talking about fire for quite some time, so definitely keep an eye on that. This has also issued a red flag warning for much of the eastern part of Oklahoma and into the Texas Panhandle. We can see down there a fire weather watch also issued for parts of Texas. Now with this wind and how dry we are going to expect to be, our allergies are up. I know those Bradford pears, those white flower trees that we've been seeing across Norman and across Oklahoma are going to be on those upper levels. So keep those tissues and allergy meds on hand. Now with those winds, we are going to cool off quite a bit. We've been spoiled the past couple days with those warmer temps that have aided that storm development as well. 55 in Norman, 54 up in Oklahoma City, a little bit warmer down south near Ardmore, but again, maybe bring a jacket if you have those plans for heading out. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be very similar today. We're going to see those winds from 5 to 10 miles per hour from the north, but it's going to be pretty mild across the state. We're going to see 64 in Norman. Now for your hourly temperatures on Friday, we're going to see jumping up into those mid to upper 70s for your Friday. So definitely going to be a great week ahead as we head into spring break. Now for your 7-day forecast, we are tracking those cooler temps for your Thursday and Friday, but Saturday we're going to be up into the 80s. It is going to be calm and mild than what we've been seeing for the past couple weeks heading into March.
Well, I'm definitely excited about those warmer temperatures. What are you guys doing for spring break?
I'm just going home to Tulsa, going to spend some time with my family and regroup for the last half of this year.
Yeah, I actually have plans to go up to the mountains in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm very excited about that. Definitely something very different. Oklahoma's pretty flat.
I'm going to Las Vegas with my family, so very excited about that. We're going to the Sphere, so I'm super excited about that. But thank you, McKinley.
Yeah.
Since the human remains were discovered on campus, more developments have been found as to why it was there. The Oklahoma Archaeological Survey says the remains could be a cadaver, which is a dead body used for education. OU Nightly reporter Kevin Daniel has more on this phenomenon.
The University of Oklahoma found human remains at the construction site right behind me. Now the State Archaeological Survey did confirm that the remains were of cadavers used by students in the early 1900s, but one must think this is an incredibly rare thing to happen on college campuses. But what if I told you instances like this are incredibly common? Georgia, Ole Miss, Buffalo, and VCU are just a handful of schools that have had similar findings on their campuses. The University of Mississippi began building on the site of a former asylum in Jackson, similar to Griffin Memorial standing right behind me, and they estimate there are over 7,000 bodies of former asylum patients buried on the grounds. In 2015, the University of Georgia renovated Baldwin Hall. You can see right here what it looked like previously back in the 1930s, and here what it looked like after the renovations. But during those renovations, they found the remains of former slaves buried beneath the building. During the construction of the university at Buffalo's South Campus, crews would often find human remains during the construction, and turns out they were building on the site of the former Erie County poorhouse. Now there are estimated 3,000 bodies buried at the site. In 1994, Virginia Commonwealth University was doing construction on their medical center campus, as pictured below, where they found human remains dating back to the 19th century. Now, while these institutions and other organizations all declined to comment on the matter, what these findings do give is a history of these schools and cities, but more importantly, a look into the lives of those who came before us. Who knows, maybe 100 years from now, you or I could be dug up in some construction site. All I know is I'm Kevin Daniel, reporting for OU Nightly.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll keep you updated with any more develops with this story. And OU Men's Hoops opens up conference tournament play tonight with a lot on the line.
And the height of high school playoff basketball is now. We will have more on the games.
And updates on some former Sooners for tomorrow's Pro Day in Norman. Find out who's participating. Next in sports. Hello, I'm Cam Williams, and it's time for sports. Tonight is the night, folks. The Sooners take on South Carolina in the SEC tournament, and ESPN has OU as the 7th team out. And the Sooners likely will need multiple conference tournament wins, and it's something they haven't done since 2003.
I think we talked about it after the Vanderbilt game, just getting that feeling of all the investment that they keep doing day in and day out, getting rewarded with a win, because that losing streak were some gut punches. So their confidence, yes, Bob, is at an all-time high, especially defensively.
And staying on the court, but switching to Oklahoma High School playoff basketball, where OU Nightly's Hunter Cornejo is live inside of the Lloyd Noble Center with more on today's games.
Yeah, Cam, it was an instant classic in the 6A tournament this morning, with Bartlesville trying to play the spoiler and get their first win in the tournament since 1992. While Mustangs trying to advance back to the state championship after a heartbreaking loss a year ago. Bartlesville led at the half, but Mustang responded with a massive third quarter. Flash forward to the end of the fourth, 8 seconds on the clock. Bartlesville going for the win. Kinsey Denny misses the three, and Mustang's going to have one final heave. It's 4-star senior Maya Alston. Had the chance, no good. To overtime we go, and it's all about the Broncos in overtime with Siona Williams posting up for the bucket. She had 18 points and 8 rebounds today, and Alston sealing the deal with this pull-up jumper. Mustang gets the win 62-55 and will play Muskogee in the state semifinals tomorrow. Here's Mustang head coach Katie Bass after the win.
For us, it was just another game. That's what I kept telling them. When we went to overtime, I just kept saying, act like it's 0-0. We're starting the game again. We don't need to be rushed. We don't need to play outside of ourselves. We have 4 minutes. It's a long time. I think we're a better team when we've played somebody once because we scout really, really well, and we make adjustments really well. And I feel like what we're just going to do after we watch this is go back to the school and watch and see what we did last time, what worked, what we saw new here. And I always feel like it's more of an advantage for us when we play them the second time.
And the 6A state semifinal, will take place tomorrow at Carl Albert. And currently the Norman Tigers in the boys' side of the bracket are underway right now, taking on the Union Redhawks, who ended their season a year ago. The score is currently 16-12 in the second quarter. That's all I have from you from the Lloyd Noble Center. Hunter Cornejo, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Hunter. OU confirmed that former SUNY running back Jaden Ott will participate in OU's Pro Day tomorrow after speculation that the Cal transfer would bypass the event hosted in Norman, and other Sooners who will participate include R. Mason Thomas, a projected top 60 pick in next month's NFL draft, the speedy, dynamic Deion Burks, who came on late last year for the Sooners, and tight end Jaron Kanik, who ran an impressive 4.55 at the NFL Combine. And OU softball plays its final non-conference game at home tonight versus Tulsa at 6:30. The Crimson and Cream are undefeated at Love's Field this season and are 25-4 against Tulsa all time in Norman. And then their last contest on Sunday, the Sooners shut out Abilene Christian 9-0 and will look to build on their 13-game winning streak tonight. And OU baseball is hosting UT Arlington right now at Kimry Family Stadium, with the Crimson and Cream leading 3-1. And the 14-2 Sooners are coming off a 3-game sweep of Santa Clara over the weekend, where they outscored the Broncos 18-7 with a shutout in the matchup on Saturday. Abby, Michael?
Thank you, Cam. Everyone has probably dreamed of winning the lottery, and last night the Mega Millions drawing took place.
Coming up, we'll tell you how much the jackpot is and the crazy odds of one lucky person after the break.
I'm Sky Clausen at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Cleveland County Detention Center introduced a new uniform to help staff identify inmates. The design consists of wide black and white horizontal stripes. Cleveland County Sheriff's Office says to contact law enforcement if you see someone wearing this uniform who appears to be unsupervised. Abby, Michael, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sky. McKinley Spring Break is just around the corner. How are we looking going into the break?
Yeah, guys, we're looking to be a lot cooler than we have been for a little bit, but warmer heading up into this weekend. I know a lot of students are planning on heading out for spring break, so it's going to be a beautiful time. I know there is a cold front moving in around next week, but we're going to jump right back up it is March in Oklahoma. Weather's kind of all over the place, and especially after our weather extravaganza last night, we're tracking some calmer temperatures, some sunshine to be out, maybe some clouds. So it's a great time to get outside and really feel springtime.
I'm looking forward to that. I know y'all are going to be out of the state, but I will enjoy it for y'all. Well, there is being lucky, and then there is being 1 in over 290 million lucky. A single ticket in the Mega Millions managed to hit all 6 numbers Tuesday in Tuesday night's drawing, making one lucky person in Illinois' pockets heavy.
Because the payout for getting all 6 numbers is $533 million, the winner can take the full prize or be paid out over time or straight cash, which is about $244 million before taxes. So what would you guys do if you won the jackpot?
I'd probably buy Cam's Dallas Mavericks and just continue to ruin the Dallas Mavericks. Even though I love you, I like my Thunder more.
Hey, I'm a Mavs fan, but I'm gonna go the opposite route. I'm gonna buy my parents a house with the money.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I would probably pay off my student debt from all the schooling I've been up here.
Yeah, I'm going with Cam. I'm buying my parents.
Maybe those are better. But thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Michael Thompson.
And I'm Abby Hollinsworth. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Have a good night.